Great. And so, what does hard money lender look for? Okay, I'm going to say we could also have called this maybe some underwriting, and so obviously what we're looking for, because we're an asset-based lender, is the value of the property, and what's interesting about that is um, you know value is just one component, and so often and also even in the professional lending community, people want to talk a lot about the value of property as being the sole driver of a loan size, in particular in hard money or private money loans, and that may be true for some firms, but that's not true for this firm. Um, we want to see a reasonable exit strategy in place. The last thing we want to do is provide somebody a loan that pushes them over, and there's really no exit strategy, and we're just going to end up getting the asset back. Even if we get the asset back at a price we like, it wouldn't be in our best interest to get into that sort of loan to own business model, because you sort of get known for that. And it would be difficult for us to maintain good relationships with people who want to continue to bring us loans if all we do is lend money and take property.
Multiple exit strategies.
Yeah, so we look for an exit strategy that actually makes sense, or more than one strategy. The location of the property, this is definitely a real estate asset. I mean, that's what we do. We make real estate loans that are secured by real property in the state of California. And so, yeah, we're in California, but where are we in California? And how we change our lending parameters is not just based on the value of the property, but exactly where are we located, which could be, are we in Northern California? Are we in Southern California? Are we next to the coast? Are we not next to the coast? Are we in a big city or a little city? Are we in this side of the town or that side of town? So, as we continue to get more and more focused and detailed, we start to change our parameters. And I think it would be safe to say that liquidity of the property is sort of a way that sort of incorporates all that I had just mentioned. And so things that are really liquid tend to be in good neighborhoods. They tend to be at a good price, and there's high demand for these properties. Okay, and so the less liquid something is, maybe something that's a little bit off the path, maybe it's a unique property type, maybe it's even just a difficult asset. I mean, it sounds pretty interesting, but you could take a real famous building like the Transamerica building. There's only so many buyers for that, even though it's perfectly located, but because of the type of asset it is, there's a limited number of buyers. And so liquidity is our main driver, and the which basically we could determine in terms of a loan to value, which is the most commonly used in real estate. Just if we're going to lend $500,000 against $1 million, that would be a 50% loan to value. And if it was a loan to cost, if someone was buying that same property for $1 million and we provided a $500,000 loan, that would be a loan to cost. But there really is no pure measurement for liquidity, and so that's sort of an underwriting decision that's made here at the management level, and what's liquid to Doug and Vance is different than what's liquid to somewhere else. So if we were sitting down in Manhattan Beach, for instance, we might be a little bit more aggressive in Southern California than we are in Northern California, just because we know and understand the neighborhoods better. Property type, Doug kind of mentioned that a little bit already. Pretty much any kind of property, any kind of real estate, real property in California, whether it's retail, office, industrial, in single family home in certain cases,
RV
mobile
parks.
home park, RV parks, mini storage, pretty much anything we'll take a look at, even land itself. Condition of the asset's always important. what kind of shape is it in, and if borrowers are short on the asset that they present in front of us, one of the first things that we do is we look for cross collateralization. Is there another asset in addition to the asset that they're trying to pledge that they can use in order to get the funds that they need?